And action.
Hey guys, it is Kevin and Alyssa with Imaginerds, and we are here to talk about some really exciting news that came out this week that we are just uber excited about, as you can see. And that is the release of the title for Star Wars Episode VIII.
Ta-da!
And we are super excited because some awesome news came out this week that we're really, really stoked about, and we think you are too, because the title for Star Wars Episode VIII has been released!
Yes! With the title, which if you haven't heard is Star Wars The Last Jedi, comes a lot of speculation, so we would just like to chat about what we think The Last Jedi means. So what does The Last Jedi mean to you? What do you think that title means?
Well, see, this is where there's going to be, I think, a lot of, arguments between people online. The obvious answer is Luke, because even in Return of the Jedi, Yoda says, "When I am gone, the last of the Jedi you will be," referring to Luke, obviously. So now that we've seen Luke at the very end of Force Awakens, one would be drawn to the conclusion that, the movie's going to be kind of centered around him and his relationship with Rey, so it's Star Wars The Last Jedi, as in Luke being the last Jedi, just like Yoda said he would be. The other thought is that it's Rey, which would be awesome. Because obviously Rey has clearly demonstrated her abilities and her oneness with the Force and how it's already so powerful in her, even though she hasn't been trained. But we don't know her lineage. We don't know where she comes from. We don't know anything. We just know that she has this power. She has the Force. She has the Force. Yeah. Without it being trained or tested or anything, she was already stronger than Kylo Ren in situations. And so it'll be really, really interesting to see just who the title is referencing.
And a fun fact about the title, I was reading in an article the other day, the director of the movie actually came out and said that he had known this was going to be the title the whole time they were making the movie. He said there was no debate, there was no choice making. They knew from the start this was the title, and they've known for a long time it's going to be the title, which also leads to speculation that this whole movie that they're making is called The Last Jedi. Obviously, The Last Jedi is going to be a big part of it.
Well, it's cool too because is it The Last Jedi as in referencing Luke, or is it like The Last Jedi moving forward? So is it The Last Jedi as coming from the previous world where the Jedi were populated and where Luke had been training it, and then, Kylo went rogue and killed all of them, and so Luke currently is the Last Jedi? Is it that, or is it going forward, there's the Last Jedi? There's so much excitement.
Another big question we like to talk about, because we're movie geeks, we love movies, and Star Wars is Disney, and we love Disney.
Very excited about Star Wars land.
Star Wars The Force Awakens was enormously successful in the box office. It was record-breaking, broke all sorts of records. So one of the questions we wanted to ask was, do we think The Last Jedi will be as successful financially as The Force Awakens? So what do you think?
I think so. I mean, it's one of those franchises where, number one, you already have it as Star Wars, and so you've got all the diehard fans. And the one thing that Force Awakens had to come out and do, because just by coming out and being Episode 7 and showing that Han Solo was going to be in it, and Chewbacca was going to be in it, and Princess Leia was going to be in it, they had hooked current generations of Star Wars fans and past generations of Star Wars fans. So everyone and their mother and their cousins came and saw Force Awakens. And all Force Awakens had to do to guarantee that every person who went and saw Force Awakens goes and sees The Last Jedi was be decent. I mean, honestly, it just had to be okay. It just had to satisfy everybody and honestly not be like the prequels. And it did that, and it blew everyone out of the water with how great it was, and it was so nostalgic but perfect in its storytelling, and it was very similar and reminiscent to A New Hope, but I think that's what it had to do. You had to set the stage for this story in the way that A New Hope did. And so I think every person that went to see Force Awakens is going to see The Last Jedi. I think it'll beat it in the box office.
See, I don't think so. I think it will be crazy successful. I think it will break all sorts of records. But at the end of the day, I don't think it will be as successful just because it's not as new. When Force Awakens came out, it was the first Star Wars movie in years. People have been waiting for Episode 7. Were they ever going to make it? They finally did. I think that newness.
But when you ask diehard Star Wars fans, excuse our dog, by the way, she apparently wants attention. When you ask the diehard Star Wars fans who love the originals, and even critics, the best of the originals was Empire, which was the second one. So, will that
We'll
happen?
find out.
The other thing I'll be incredibly interested to see with this movie, as insanely sad as it makes me, is the story they tell with Princess Leia. Because I, as well as basically everyone else on the planet, was heartbroken at the death of Carrie Fisher. And her character and her person and just that role was so defining for generations. And for anyone who doesn't know, they were done filming before Carrie Fisher unfortunately passed away. They were finished filming The Last Jedi. But so I'll be really curious where her character goes. I'm curious if she does, there's a lot of speculation that Luke might die in this movie, which would be awful, and I really, really, really hope it doesn't happen. But I'm insanely curious to find out what they do with these characters, because maybe it was already in the script that Princess Leia died in this movie. Maybe. I would hope not, but maybe. And so when the movie comes out, I'll be really interested to see what part of her character they had to rewrite or potentially reshape due to the fact that she can't be in the next ones.
We are super excited. We cannot wait. We got a whole another year to wait, but that's okay.
It's like, 11 months?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think. What you guys think.
Who is the Last Jedi? Place your votes.
Let us know. We love all you guys. Please subscribe to all of our stuff, all of our things, all of our who's a what's its and dingle hoppers, all of it. We love you all.
Thanks so much for watching.
May the Force be with you always.
Bye, guys.